What's good, YouTube? And welcome to an emerging price spike. Swordsoul has been going up slowly over time, and Pack has featured it recently, but I don't think that's actually the catalyst for it really going too crazy. Somebody pointed out after Baroness got reprinted that this became completely budget for the most part. Even if we're talking about hollowing things out, it is not the most expensive. Look at Moyi going up over time here. That's the 3-month mark, and there's no recent explosion in the price. It's actually relatively calm and still readily available under $10 to around $11, $12 for the secret rare here. And we see sales above that since Pack's video, but it's not really all of the sudden, oh my gosh, I need it. It's crazy, but it has been going up for some time, and that is notable. Do remember that Emergence was shorted in Mavens, actually, at least here in the US. I know the shorts are different between the EU and the US, such as the Ishizu cards over there. That was a funny one, wasn't it? Wasn't it, Konami? But when it does come down to these oddities, remember that's one of them, and actually this might end up being the card that's harder to get overall. I forget if Moyi was, but I don't think it was in the US. I would have to go back and look. Going through other cards getting buyouts here, Abomination Prison. It is reaching its apex in price once again. Now, the secret rare was shorted. Remember when Corsets had short prints? Oh my gosh, that's coming up a lot here. Well, this is going back up in price for the ultra rare so crazily that the secret rare is actually about the same price. Check this out. It's $33-ish, whereas the ultra rare on full buyout mode from the 10s here is now looking at exactly the same price. So just go ahead if you're in the market for this and you're going, I guess I need to be playing this for this season, and get yourself the secret rare upgrade for exactly the same price. Using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra. Support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. You didn't think I'd do this video without a sellout, did you? Now, when it comes to the rest of this, I want to remind you that Aruha is pretty darn hard to get, and for a common and rare is about $3. So be picking those out of bulk and keeping them around for either trades or to sell. They're just not easy to get, and it's been a while since we've seen a nice one. Maybe a little OTS upgrade, you know, the Starlight Rare being the only other. It'd be nice to have a little super rare or something there. Speaking of super, Sirocco is moon rocketing. It is crazy to actually see where the super rare has gone for its lowest listings. Now, sales peaked out in the triple digits, which is still eye-popping to me, but where they now land, we have one around 121 before it jumps all the way to 320 plus. I think there's other nice versions, like back in the day, I remember playing the super rare German one, but people don't love playing foreign and carrying around translations. You have Duelist League copies, but yeah, you even have ultra rares out of 5Ds here and Crystal Revenge. Another one that has other competitive options is Blackwing Vayu here, which I actually topped with Vayu Sorn back in the day at regionals, top 8 when we're talking tops, and I have fond memories of the deck overall. Blackwing's good in Edison, and the lowest first edition for English here starts around 230, and it has a little thing in the picture when you do zoom in, which might, you know, be keeping it from a sale. It's still relatively clean, and then it's 250, etc. from there with, yeah, similarly huge sales. Light plays at 140, where are the near mint sales for first edition? Not anywhere around. It's been a while, hasn't it? But this does have other versions around, like 2 different secret rares now. If you want that old school secret rare feel, 5D's collection is super hard to get your hand on cards from that. I'd actually kind of suggest it. Or if you're on a super budget, there's a secret rare from Battles of Legend Crystal Revenge, which is actually the cheapest version to get. I like the old school, more dark, saturated secret rare out of 5D's collection, and thanks to the reprint, these are only around $3 to $4 and would be extremely hard to repopulate, so you might want to get that since Vayu is getting attention right now. Also in probably past format news, since all the other TG stuff for Modern is doing terrible, TG Power Gladiator as well as TG Blade Blaster are both on buyout mode. Let me know what this is for. Somebody brought up Tengu Plant format and stuff like that. I would guess. I don't think it's anything modern, but let me know if something's suddenly taken off, because the modern cards, they ain't doing too hot. Valiant Smashers. Well, there is one card moving besides the Centurions, and that is the Witch here, which... Look at this, the ultra rare, it's almost populated to 100 listings, but it's starting to pass the Darkblade here. Actually has, realistically, because Darkblade's main job is to go ahead and bring her out. If we can get, live editing done cheap, is apparently not working, but the sales rate is up on her and it's doing relatively well. And for the collector rare here, yeah, the sales rate is starting to really go up early in the month, and a lot of people are talking about this deck. So if there was a card that was going to be really sought after if this deck got new support and would be over speculated on with some waifu tech Valiant smashing, well, yeah, this seems to be it that people are after, rather than that honorable knight. It just doesn't pay off these days. If you are shopping within the holiday season for yourself during that chilly winter market, I would highly suggest going after your staples. I know that's boring advice, but you only have yourself to blame if you looked at the previous years when Triple Tactics Talent went down to $8 and then, re-spiked up 14, 15. It is at its all-time low for many different versions. I think that you have the Rarity Collection giving so many different versions, people forget this is one set giving all these versions, and it's truly only one reprint, but it's so mass open that it will take a while for them to leave the market. But versus a reprint clock, I don't think Konami's going to touch many of these cards again soon. Some here or there might get peppered in, and that's pure speculation, which is why we're not a financial advisor channel. I don't know the future of what Konami's going to do with cards, but I can safely say some of these will be up for probably structure deck reprints in the future at some point. But I think until then, Konami's going to let them stew and marinate and rise up in price to make them more desirable reprints. And talents, prosp, your playsets are $12. They're doing great. Like, this is amazing prices, amazing amounts of listings. And I could see during the road to the WCQ, a lot of these starting to disappear depending on, what's in the metagame and what's on the Forbidden Unlimited list. Let's also be honest, a lot of people are saying prosp should end up on there, and it's finally easy access. So there are other factors there to consider, but it's one of your cheapest moments to do it, and I would get on it instead of putting it off. I think it's an awesome opportunity. Also for cards that are outside of staples necessarily and are engines or, the adventure token package decks as well, it's the cheapest time to get a lot of this, and you're starting to see some of these listings, like Exo Sisters got a lot of hype behind it, start to go down overall because people don't want to open this set. It's not worth opening. So versus the shorts and versus the cards that look nice, I think they're going to start rising in price here, as some already have. You want to get them sooner than later. Some will just continue to fall out and not be as desirable, so you do want to also be selective about what you're getting. Rarity Collection has a couple of movers, like Imperm is sticking up here. Veiler's actually getting gone in on and continuing to rise in price here above the $50 mark for the quarter century rare. That also has the past format implications. But what's most impressive to me throughout this sales season is people did go more competitive minded than collective and competitive minded, and really Age of Overlord seems to be the one hit hardest by Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and it's going to be really hard for it to recoup outside of regional packs and stuff like that. Like, next set's going to be on the doorstep, and all these cards are highly needed and sought after for the WCQ season, and it's more likely that our first reprint sets will go after past sets further back than the brand new shiny one. This is probably used to sell pump fake megatins and then whatever sets after them, or maybe we'll finally get good megatins after, all the stinkers. But when it comes to these, we really do see a lot of high standing prices that aren't cooling down. Pretty much you usually see a bit faster here, sellers coming in wanting to make that sale. not the case here. Quantities aren't automatically recouping, and a lot of them are staying low, and the demand is pretty high on these as people prepare for the WCQ season earlier than ever. And I wanted to check back in on one thing, and that's, is greed good? Well, the quarter century rare pot of greed, it settled a little after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, but considering the set went for around $160, the fact that people are getting triple digits when people were buying these for 60, it's crazy. I'm just going to put it out. I think it's pretty crazy that the one card alone is basically going for what the whole set is, and then there's the special prosperity in here and other stuff. Yeah, 112 lined up. They're hoping to sell them. I still think it's wild, but it does look pretty good. Sometimes you just end up with a winner of a product, and it looks like Konami porting this from the OCG. Hopefully they do see this reaction. Hopefully the sales were good on their end, and it ends up doing well for them. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. And again, sometimes greed should be rewarded, in my opinion. Like, Konami's obviously greedy to release the Rarity Collection. They wanted to make the sales, but it was good for everybody. Bringing in figures, huge promo pack, and everything else with this. I like those kind of moves, and I hope Konami keeps it up. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And let me know what you think about those TG moves. I'm pretty sure it's past format. It has to be, right?